Beyond the people, we have tools. So why do we need to change the way we think and we speak about TB, and what is the link with the tools? This is here a health worker from Lesotho that is part of a TB Reach project, and they had the wiseness to apply for TB Reach and to ask not anything fancy, but horses. And I think this was a very fantastic project where you have the Stop TB partnership through this grant supporting procuring horses in Lesotho for a TB project. And that's because they made a wise decision, and they said, actually what we need is we have the labs, we have them equipped. We need the sputum or the patients to reach the labs. And for that, we need transportation, but we don't need a Harley-Davidson. We need horses. So horses you have. And it's a co-request done together with FIND. So, to our tools, 100 years old microscope, 50 years old drugs, 90 years old vaccine, very sexy, dusted, non-interesting, industry, nowhere. Why? We are not interesting. Why are we not interesting? Because we are not that enough outrageous. We don't go and shake their heads and telling them, listen, this is a disease for which we live for hundreds of years. Michel Sidibe in Moscow was on a stage like this, and he was saying, we are 30 years in the AIDS epidemic and we still fight it. I was after him, I said, we are thousands years in this epidemic, and still we are, with not too much things. So, there are two parts of it, in my view. One part is the fact that without research, we will not reach anything, and we can be ambitious, interested, unhappy about it, but without having new tools in place, we will not be able to reach anything. We are having a big step. It's like we jumped finally that we moved from the microscope to the GeneXpert. It's a fantastic tool. I think all of you in the room realize that it's not yet the point of care, but it's a huge step forward. It's a very sexy and interesting machine that can help us diagnosing it very quickly. We still have some work to do to have a real point of care diagnosis. We are not there yet with the drugs, and you heard, and you are part of different working groups with the TB Alliance. We speak about reducing the duration of the treatment. I hope that in our lifetime, we will go to a 10 days treatment for TB, but we are not yet there, and we need to press much further. We have work in progress for the vaccines, and if the money will be available, we will be able, maybe by 2020, to have vaccines that will address different stages of infection and disease. And there is a lot of documentation to read about that. I don't need to tell you. We need to press the research agenda, and we need to do it in such a way that there will be no hesitation from the donors and from those funding to put the money in research for TB. And probably you heard from TAG the report that, unfortunately, I don't know why, but we will try in 2012 to really shake it, the investment in TB research is plateauing. Like it was so great that we can afford to plateau anything in TB. Why is that? Suddenly there are donors that I understood, Bill and Melinda Gates cut it like 60% their investments into the TB research. Why is that happening? Is lack of trust, or maybe is lack of noise, or maybe is lack of unhappiness? I want just to bring to your attention this. I want you to dare. And I know that, some of you dare in different places, and some of the people are daring at their little dispensary or their little hospital, some of them in their little village, some of them not in a village, in a little house, some of us in Geneva, some of this in other cities. But I think it's time to dare more, to be much bolder. The price of doing the same old thing is far higher than the price of change. So I really challenge you to try and change the thinking and the speaking around TB.